We're gonna do the governor low pressure cutout. We're gonna check when the warning light comes on and goes off, and also the parking brake. Right now we have no air pressure, so it's not gonna let me release the brakes. So we're gonna start the truck. Got our low pressure warning light on. We're building air. Alright, our warning light came off at 60 psi. That's what it's supposed to come off at. Came back on when I hit the brakes because it dipped below 60 and then came back on. So that warning light and buzzer is functional. Alright, I got my foot on the brake. I'm gonna pull the parking brake or push it. So I released my parking brake. Now if I apply the brakes until my air pressure goes down, let's just shut the engine off for this. I have my parking brake released. So if I dip down below a certain air pressure, the parking brake should pop on its own. Alright, it just popped at about, let's say, 20 psi, secondary and primary. That's a safety feature that applies to spring brakes if air pressure is lost. So that's another test that we performed. That checks out okay. Now I'm going to build air pressure. Alright, now I'm going to see what PSI it purges at. So that'll be the governor cutout. So I'm just going to go below what I'm at because it already cut out. And the cut in. We're going to see when it cuts in. When the compressor starts to build air again. Looks like it's starting to build again at about 80 psi. I'm going to raise the engine RPM to build faster. Alright, it purged at 120 psi primary. About the same secondary. It cut in at about 90, high 80s. The cut in needs to be within 30 psi of the cutout, so it's right around there. I'd say it's good. Now I'm going to shut my engine off. Now that I have full pressure, I can easily hear my chuff test. So we're going to be testing the actuation of the modulator valve and traction control. To do this, when we turn the ignition on and hold the brake, we're gonna hear 4 chuffs of air. As long as we hear 4, then all of them are actuating properly. I'm gonna turn the ignition on. 1, 2, 3, 4. That was my chuff test. Alright, now I'm going to test my tractor protection valve. I'm going to use this push-pull valve to cut air to the tractor. Well, it's cut right now. It's pulled. I'm going to push to supply air to the tractor. So air is leaking. I'm losing air pressure. If I press the brake, it'll go faster. I'm seeing what pressure that this valve will cut supply to the tractor. So this is simulating if the tractor is disconnected. At about 60 psi, the valve popped. So if we lost our trailer while we're driving and we're losing air from the tractor valve, this would stop all air from being lost so that we still have power to the brakes.